currently waiting at Roma Street train station for the Gympie North train. I'm going to head to Gympie for a couple of days and check things out. It's going to be exciting. Unfortunately, I'm not taking the Spirit of Queensland. That thing looks like it's going to Cairns because it's diesel. No, I'm taking something much more rustic. I think it's probably one of the oldest trains in Leeds. So something strange has happened. They've replaced the train with another service. This one's one of the newer intercity trains and it's much, much nicer. You can actually see out the windows. It's going to be pretty comfy.
This is a Gympie North train, running express from Bowen Hills to Caboolture, stopping only at Northgate and Petrie.
That's awesome. The Glasshouse Mountains, you can see them from the train. That's Mount Twiga, an old extinct volcano plug. There's a bunch of them up here. This is kind of funny. I think we're heading backwards so we can get to the station until another train passed. And there's a local platform. It's usual Queensland rail trouble for now. That's that, we're here. Yeah, there's a little courtesy shuttle from the train, which is convenient because the 13 Cabs app told me that there are no cabs operating in the entire city of Gympie. It's about a 10-minute walk down that road to get to my motel, so let's go for a trundle. Whew. That was a trip. After a short nap, I thought I'd have a walk around the historic main street in Gympie. I know, a little bit random, but I thought I'd pick up a local newspaper. Why not? I don't know why she's in jail, but a lot of the landmarks in the region were named after this woman after she was killed by a horse and cart in 1847. The thing I appreciate most about this town is just the architecture and the ridiculously old buildings for Australian standards anyway. Yeah, not a crazy busy little town, but it's nice. There's enough going on, and so I stopped, grabbed a Coke, grabbed a newspaper. So you know what, that's me I think. Went and got a parmi at the local pub, watched the sunset. I'm pretty happy with that. Just heading back for the night. Tomorrow I'm gonna head out walking, so I want to get a good night's sleep. Oh my god, this is really a car city, hey. I think the important thing is that like it's still small enough you can get around. And I mean, there's also taxis, so it's doable. Anyway, good night. I will see you bright and early, hopefully, in the morning. Oh man, I got coffee. So this is Gympie Weir. I don't know why it was built. I don't really know what a weir does, other than regulate the level of the water. But I do know they're dangerous. Every time I see one of these things, it reminds me of this engineering video about, yeah, how dangerous these waterways are. Anyway, onward. Let's see where we end up. Hey, buddy. Fearless birds. So I posted a YouTube short back in West End of a bush turkey just messing up the garden. Every day someone comes out and cleans up the path, and then the turkey comes back and kicks stuff all over it again. It's hilarious. But the reason they do that, the males take about a month to build themselves a compost heap, and the females lay their eggs in the compost, and that's how they get incubated. They don't sit on them. And you know, once the eggs hatch, if you've got a compost heap in your garden, you can fertilize your plants. It's beautiful. Is that super eroded? It's like a pretty reasonable drop, a couple of meters, so I'm not gonna get too close. So initially I was wondering why there's no like seats and park benches and things like that, but then I read one of the big requirements was to make sure that when it floods, because the floods come right up, it needs to survive. So this will all go underwater when it rains heavily enough. This is the Ands. I don't quite know what it is yet. Oh, it's the beach. It's just a beautiful spot. Apparently it's a good canoe, kayak location. You can put your boat in. What is that? Little light aircraft. There must be an airfield somewhere. Alright, I'm gonna climb some stairs, see where we end up. This is the bit I was kind of worried about. That is the Bruce Highway. Highway number 1 runs right around Australia under different names, so you can circumnavigate the country on that road there. So what's the bet? That's the old Bruce Highway, just down there. But yeah, this is fairly new. This was put in, I'd say, back in 2017, and so it's not on Google Maps, but you can absolutely get from the river across to the... Someone has been very busy putting the Extinction Rebellion logo everywhere, which... I mean, it is a very timely reminder that unless we rapidly decarbonize, electrify everything, and stop consuming the way we're doing, but hey, you know what? There's stuff we can do. This is a beautiful little stream. Would you like to see it? I got a little bit of a thing for rail. I like my rail transport. I don't know what the bridge is called, but it's the old rail route through Maryborough, the Mary Valley Railroad, I guess. Tomorrow, I'm super stoked to be catching a steam train across that bridge down south on the old Heritage Railway. Next little bit of the trail, we're heading up into the hills. Gosh, this is beautiful. So this is the Deep Creek Fossicking area. It's beautiful. Someone's made a little dam there. I think the interesting thing is, back in the day, Gympie was sort of, in colonial times, founded as a gold rush town. And so people would have come out here and dug up all their holes and panned for gold, sort of using the little creek here. I think those days have long since ended, but with the proper license, you can still do it. Although I'm pretty sure you're supposed to fill in your holes after you're done. So that's a pretty decent trail. You can't see it, but the rail bridge is over that hill. Anyway, I'm gonna head to the Gympie Gold Mining and Historical Museum. It's a 16-minute walk, because I refuse to call the cab company. But I might have to later to get back home. Yeah, so this is also the train line. Kind of looped back around. This is one of the old stations, Monkland Station. I don't think the train ever stops here, or even the historical train. They've grassed it, they've put in a little garden. I love this. Never would have discovered this if I'd called a cab. So I left things too late in the day for the museum. Technically they're still open, but they're closing stuff up, so yeah, they wouldn't even let me in. You can still see some of the stuff from out here, and it's pretty sweet.
Because the floods come right up.
This is a mine shaft operated from the late 18-somethings to like 1902, I think. I remember. It's still not loading, so I can't tell. It's pretty cool. I think we're good. I've walked a pretty long way today. That was just intense. So this is Alford Park. This is where all the ibis and all the water birds come to roost of an evening. I mean, it stinks, but it's really cool, and I think it's kind of worth a look. Ooh. Yeah, this smells. I'm gonna catch my cab. I'll see you back at the next place. My parents are already here. Checking out early. We've got a trip to take. How you doing? I'm up. This is my sister Terry.
Little big sister.
Yeah.
Or old.
Yeah, so that's your tickets in there. So yeah, you'll be right to.
The good seats.
The great seats. You and I are both in white.
Please also ensure you consider social distancing.
Designed during the First World War. They started building them when the war was over in 2021. And they kept building them until 1950.
All G's to their carriages, ready for boarding.
This is super cool. That is the trail I walked yesterday.
When you get stuck on it, you don't wipe it off, you shake it off. Many years ago with the old mail train going from Sydney to Yandina,
It used to be little carriage just this size.
that night sit either side, and Terry would sleep on my lap, David would just sleep up in the tracks.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it?
No,
No, because it stopped at every station on the way north.
about 4 hours to get from Sydney to Pepsi.
We've pulled into Lagoon Pocket Station. These days it's just a lockbox. Because the volunteers maintain the line, there's no electronic signalling, so the driver's picking up this token to make sure we're the only train on the line. So we made it to Amamoor station and we are just waiting. The steam train reversing into the turntable and it's going to turn around to take us back. Yeah, let's watch it.
It's interesting to watch. It really, really is.
That's our carriage. And now that the train's turned around, we're at the back for the trip back. You found some shade.
We did. It's still hot.
It's warm.
Let's go check out the second carriage.
All right. Gorgeous.
Just like they used to be.
There was had a sliding door.
And the water was in glass bottles in a rack on the wall, and the glasses were in the rack.
That's right, yes.
Oh, isn't it hot?
Took my bag with me because it has all my electronics in it. And then I just left it. Left it next to a bench over here. Let's see if it's still there. I'm an idiot. And we're off, heading back. So that was the Mary Valley Rattler. What did you think?
Woohoo! Wonderful. Absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, if you're ever in Gympie, this is the big ticket item. Oh, I made myself.
Make yourself fart.
Oh my god.
Is that what you said?
No. Well, this was a really lovely trip. I don't think before the pandemic I ever would have considered Gympie to be a holiday destination, but actually it's really lovely. Beautiful little town and totally doable on foot. Easily accessible at the end of the Gympie North train line. So check it out, I guess. Gonna head up north to Maryborough now. Okay, bye.
Put the other window up, Patty, please.